HTC launched the new HTC One M8. M8, and it's a strange name for a device. It's also strange to see a premium device like this one with a 4 megapixels camera. Even if it's a dual one camera, well, let's see if it's a strong one. We love HTC One, and the new one is better than the old one, so there was no doubt that we will love the new HTC One M8. But the competition here is strong. HTC One M8 was one on the top of the list for just 1 month before Sony Xperia Z2 was launched. So it loses a lot of points from the camera and the RAM. It's 3 GB instead of 3. HTC's camera is a game-changing choice or a wrong strategic pace. Let's compare HTC One M8 to other device to see what's happening here. HTC One M8 has a 5 inches Full HD IPS screen with 441 ppi. It is 0.3 inches bigger than HTC One. It has the size most premium phones have nowadays. The competition here is strong at these inches, and 5 phones have 441 ppi at 5 inches, so it's not something new. Of course, there are some phones with more pixels like Google Nexus 5 and Huawei Ascend-D2, but these differences are not noticeable naked eye. Corning Gorilla Glass 3 makes the screen stronger, and the sunlight contrast ratio is average. I love the screen, it's one of the best of the market. The main camera of the phone is the biggest controversy of the device. HTC insisted on a 4 megapixel camera sensor. Of course, here we have a second camera to collect distance data and add a special effect to our photos. That's really great. I like the camera on HTC One, even if the megapixels are low. The final result is great. And there are no problems with the video. The problems are starting when you watch the photos on a bigger screen than that of your phone. When the competition has 20.7 megapixels and 41 cameras, it's hard to convince anybody that a premium phone can have a 4 megapixel camera, even if this is the case for HTC One M8. One other strange thing is the second camera. The front one, which is 5 megapixels, it's bigger than the main camera. This is called a selfie camera, and it's the first smartphone with the front snapper of higher resolution than the back one. I like 3D-like photos with this extra layer of depth, and the new autofocus system is extremely fast. It's a really good camera, a good software camera. The camera menu is brand new, and you can take selfies dual capture with both cameras on, and Zoe for moving photos. Or it's a pity you can't take 4K video recording, but there is a clever new accelerometer based trick that allows you to start the camera directly even if the phone is locked in standby mode. HTC One M8 is powered by a Qualcomm Snapdragon 801 chipset with 2.3 GHz quad-core Crypt 400 CPU, and it's one of the fastest phones of the market. Whatever you choose to do, it's done instantly. Of course, the competition is strong too. Sony Xperia Z2 is strong too, and also the new Samsung devices are really strong. HTC One M8 has 2 GB of RAM. We wish it had 3 GB as Sony Xperia Z2 and Samsung Galaxy Note 3, but no. RAM is as crucial as the processor in a long term as we use the phones more and more. HTC One M8 has a 2060 mAh battery. It's not the biggest battery of the market, not even the biggest of the category. You can find 3000 mAh battery phones at 5 inches like Sony Xperia Z1S, and of course bigger batteries in bigger phones like the 3200 mAh battery of Sony Xperia Z2 and the 2800 mAh battery of Samsung Galaxy S5. HTC One M8 lasts for a day, and we should be happy about that, but we are not actually. You can find extreme power saving mode to make this battery last some longer. HTC put the latest Android version on HTC One M8, so you can find Android 4.4 right from the beginning. The company also updated the Sense EU with some details that may be useful. You can fully remove blink feed from the first screen, and you can wake up your device by tapping on the screen twice. It's a really useful feature, first found on LG G2, and HTC implemented it on HTC One M8. Sony Xperia Z2 and Google Nexus 5 have also the latest Android version. Sony has a lot of apps and customization too. Nexus 5 is really empty. So HTC One M8 and Sense is one of the most useful Android versions found on a device. The design remains extremely beautiful, even better than the first HTC One as there is more metal on it. HTC added a microSD card slot, but the battery is not user replaceable. The thickness is 9.3mm and the body weighs 160 grams. And the stereo speakers make the phone music loud, and the design is something people will notice on this device. Of course, you can find lighter and thinner devices, but not as beautiful as HTC One M8. So, if you love HTC devices, HTC One M8 is really your device. It is better than any other device HTC ever made. And the new Sense you add some stuff we wanted, and the processor is really fast, the screen is great, and the front camera is bigger than any other front camera. So selfies fans will be really happy. But what about the main camera? It has a lot of add-ons, but the 4 megapixels are 4 megapixels. When you zoom in, a lot of your details are lost, and the photos look great from your phone, but not from your PC or your television. So overall, it's one of the best devices ever made, and one of the best options if you want the best of the best.